Junk volume is a term of deprecation, as you'd guess from the word junk. It means doing lots of reps that border on cardio exercise that don't optimally achieve muscle growth. The theory is this: if you do 10 hard reps, about half of them, the 5 at the end, are very hard, and the intensity of the strain yields the most productive hypertrophy or muscle growth. If you do 30 easier reps, they too become a bit intense, but still only around the last 5 or so. So to get those tough 5 at the end, the hard set only makes you do 5 preliminary reps for the ordeal, whereas to get an equivalent burn in the muscle, the easy set made you do 25. So the set of 10 has about a 50% burn, whereas the set of 30 has only 17% burn. To put it another way, the easy set has 20 extra reps that aren't very productive. That margin can be defined as junk volume, and it could be bad for your training, so the theory goes, because in getting you to do a further 20 reps that don't actually achieve much, the easy set will also be more fatiguing. It goes on forever and takes it takes more out of you. For efficiency, the idea is to eliminate whatever seems superfluous or needlessly exhausting, because the long effort building up to the hard reps at the end cost you a lot of stamina. I've always been a bit suspicious of this formula. There are 2 reasons. First, the really big thing with lifting is adherence. It doesn't matter if you have the most efficient training regime in the world, contrived by the smartest experts. If you don't stick at it, it's useless. Lighter lifting is easier to persist with. You never really experience the dread of facing the dumbbells. You know that it will be hell at the end, but it's easy at the beginning, tolerable in the middle, and only grievous at the extreme. You get much the same benefit as with heavy lifting, but with less anxiety. And so you don't mind doing it again the day after or whenever you're scheduled to repeat it. Second, I'm looking at training from the perspective of older lifters, and our fragile bodies set different rules. We can still have resilient muscles at our age, but the joints and connective tissue are a bit touchier and easier to injure. It's good to toughen up all that connective tissue with a challenging routine, but not to wreck it with heavy weights. The higher reps and lighter weights spread the strain and lessen the risk. And let me throw in a further thought. What junk volume? How can it be junk if A, you're enjoying it, and B, it's good for you? I admit that it's possible to extend the reps to the point of cardio exercise where the gains shade off into general fitness rather than hypertrophy, muscle growth. But that's far from the worst outcome and shouldn't be despised as junk. It's still a healthy practice. And finally, fatigue is never an issue if you only do 1 set. On the contrary, it's a great feeling. Just drive yourself happily into the ground and enjoy life afterwards, doing something else. You'll sleep better. So here I am doing a kind of goblet squat on a holiday in balmy Sydney, where the weather in April is still shirts off. I love it up there. But I'm going to get hot and sweaty hefting this weight, where the strain comes from the unwieldy number of reps rather than how heavy the thing is. A 21 kilogram weight was all that I could lay my hands on, but I relished the opportunity to lift with less resistance stress and more cardio stress. You'll see by the end that I'm getting to the point of failure, though I'll admit that it's a combination of general fatigue and legs that die in hoisting me up. For me, junk volume is relative. In the best objectives of lifting, so long as you get somewhere near failure in the lift, you're still getting somewhere near success.